Welcome to another edition of the Nate Moore Show. Our show is being brought to you each week by Reliable Heating and Cooling of Massillon. I'm your host, Dave Sheets, and joining me, as always, the head coach of the Massillon Tigers, Nate Moore. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me on.
The Tigers dominated Westerville South 50-7 in the second round of the Division II playoffs last Friday night at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Once again, the defense was outstanding, holding the Wildcats to just 75 yards of total offense. And most of that was in the second half against our Tiger backups. Have you run out of ways yet to describe how good the defense has been playing all season?
I mean, I'm proud of our guys and our coaching staff and how they play, really. I mean, our guys play really hard and get to the football. And you know, a lot of what we're seeing is all the hard work throughout the off season in the weight room with Coach Stu and lifting all those weights and all the sweat and blood and sacrifice of time in the weight room. And so yeah, I'm just proud of the guys, and we're in the playoffs, and we just want to play as hard as we can and win and move on.
Tell us a little bit more from your perspective about the two plays that the defense turned into points, one on a fumble recovery and the other on an interception.
Yeah, the first one was a forced fumble by Mike Wright. Just did a great job of getting into the backfield and disrupting the mesh. And Vito, opportunistic, was right there on the ball and picked it up and ran in for a touchdown. And the other one was an interception by Tyler Hackenbrack, who was closing in on the receiver. The quarterback was hit by Malachi Wright, and I think that's really what forced the errant throw, and really went right to Tyler. And Tyler, made a great catch, and there was really nobody left. He hit that thing running, and so he was able to score a defensive touchdown as well.
Senior linebacker Dorian Pringle was knocked out of the game early, but backup Sean Robinson and the rest of the defense was able to more than make up the difference. Talk about Sean's play and how the defense kind of rallied.
I mean, Sean's a great player. He probably starts for every or almost every other school in the county. He's a special teams phenom for us. Does a great job there, and he started the Perry game for us last year. And I think led our team in tackles in that game, or was close to it, and stepped right in. And you have so much respect for a guy like that understands his role and is ready for whatever the team needs, whether that's to be ready to go and start on special teams, or his name's got to be called to come out and play on defense. And he did a great job, made some plays, read his keys well. Really happy with Sean.
Offensively, turned up some big numbers, including running back Jameer Gamble. He had 99 yards rushing and a touchdown. Wide receiver Emmy Lewis Jr. caught a 40-yard TD pass for the first score of the game. We haven't talked about Emmy much this season. His role has kind of really grown the past couple of weeks, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he started off the season coming off of an injury and was playing a little bit of JV for us early as things were kind of working out, who our rotation was going to be at the receiver positions. And he's been a starter, a clear starter for us, I don't know, the last 8 weeks, something like that. And he plays our wide position primarily and does a really good job with that. And had a big touchdown in the McKinley game, had a touchdown last week, had a kickoff return for a touchdown against Warren. So he's a great player. We're certainly happy with the way things have worked out.
Also, much like the case last week, you had a lot of backups see action in the second half. Did any of those guys impress you or your coaching staff with their play?
I mean, we're just happy to get those guys out there and take care of business at the varsity level. We went into halftime up 42-0, so pretty clear we're going to get some guys in, and those guys got in and played well. Defensively played well. We got some stops at their first time out. Was a 3-and-out for Westerville South, and they left their starters in the whole game. And then our offense had a couple nice drives, scored a touchdown. So we're really happy, all those guys.
In a moment, we'll talk with a Tiger player, but first this word from Reliable Heating and Cooling.
There was a time when 10 miles to the gallon was acceptable. Today's 40-plus mile-per-gallon cars weren't even in the rearview mirror back then. Of course, this Lennox air conditioner wasn't on the radar either. It's solar ready, the quietest, most energy-efficient air conditioner you can own. It's time to live in the now.
Call Reliable Heating and Cooling for the most advanced technology in heating and air conditioning. When you're ready to live in the now, call Reliable Heating and Cooling. Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Thank you, Reliable Heating and Cooling. Joining us now is senior linebacker and running back Dorian Pringle. Dorian, welcome back to the show.
Glad to be here.
First of all, congratulations on the win last week against Westerville South. Your defense had another terrific game, holding the Wildcats to just one score. From your perspective, what did the defense do well in shutting down the Wildcats' offense?
I think this game we just had, that was our first defensive touchdown. We had two of them. Defense turned the ball over a lot. We played really good as a whole. They're making plays. Safeties had a pick six and scoop and score, so our defense really shut it down in the hole.
This Massillon Tiger defense has had such a solid season so far. As a team leader, in your opinion, what makes this group of guys on defense have the ability to be so dominant?
My perspective, I think everybody on our team's like, our defense is not selfish. So if you look at the stats, everybody's stats is like up there as like almost the same. We all make plays and we just celebrate with our team when we make plays.
Tiger fans see you play a lot at running back, of course, and start defensively at linebacker. What do you like more, offense or defense?
I'm going to college for linebacker, so you gotta like linebacker way more than running back. But I like them both. So.
Now, in goal line situations, we often see you in the backfield with Mike Wright Jr. Is there some fun, like trash talking or competition there between you two when it comes to scoring touchdowns?
No, I don't think so. We have a little rotation, so we know like who's getting the ball and who's not getting the ball. So we both just put it aside, put our egos aside, and just go score a touchdown.
All right. So when you talk about this rotation, who makes that call?
Now it was us, but now it's our coaches. They won't let us know.
Okay, sounds good. You faced Lake in a third-round playoff game this Friday night. Your team beat the Blue Streaks in the regional final last year. Besides the cold weather, what do you remember most about last year's game?
Yeah, the cold weather was probably the most, but I think my other running back, Trail, he broke the rushing record that game. So that's what I remember most about that game.
Very good. And finally, what can you tell us about this year's Lake team, both as you look at them from a linebacking position and then as you look at them from a running back position?
You can see their line's pretty big. They have a good running back. He plays slot running back. He's pretty good. And then on their defense, their linebackers are pretty good. They're probably like the strength of their team right there, them two linebackers. So we just got to make plays and just do what we do best. So.
Okay. Sounds good. Best of luck.
Thank you.
I want to thank Dorian for joining us, and Coach Moore will rejoin the program after we take this time out on The Nate Moore Show. Welcome back to the Nate Moore Show here on WHS-TV. Coach, we just heard from senior linebacker and running back Dorian Pringle. I know you love his athleticism, you love his motor, but tell us more about the way he kind of leads his teammates.
Yeah, I mean, Dorian's a great leader. He's captain for us, obviously. He's definitely a lead by example guy with how he approaches the game, how he approaches the weight room in the off season. Plays at a high level, not just because of how talented he is, but because of he has a very serious approach to the game of football and to his position on our defense, and he's just a great example for all the guys.
The Tigers will play a third-round Division II playoff game this Friday night at North Canton Memorial Stadium at 7. Your opponent this week, the Lake Blue Streaks, and of course, your Tigers knocked Lake out of the playoffs last season in the Region 7 championship game. When you look at this year's Lake team, how would you compare them to what you saw last year?
I mean, very similar. They were junior heavy last year, so they've got a lot of players back from that team. The number 2, the Baker kid, is their best offensive player. He's a running back, but also receiver. He played receiver for him last year. He's a good player. And defensively, the Christopher kid, number 32, the inside linebacker, he's a very talented player.
I know you've played teams where your opponents have rotated quarterbacks. Lake has a quarterback that is more of a runner. The other is a better passer. They like to rotate them. Does that change the way your defensive coaches approach trying to stop them?
I mean, we'll call off of personnel, whether it's a quarterback or how many tight ends are in the game or how many running backs are in the game. So we'll call defense off of personnel. That's, I'm sure a lot of people do that.
You mentioned Baker, the running back. Offensively, they do like to feature him. Formation-wise, besides Baker, what else do they like to do, and maybe any of their other personnel there?
There's spread offense, 10 and 11 personnel. They do have a heavy set they get into towards the red zone. Very run heavy, about 70% run.
And then defensively, you mentioned Christopher. What kind of defensive formations do they like to run out of?
Mostly even front. They will get in some odd front against spread teams at times if they feel like they need to. Really based off of the secondary. They want to be one high, play a lot of cover 3. But if they need to go too high, they will get into an odd front.
All right, Coach, best of luck. Keep it rolling.
Thank you.
I want to thank Coach Moore and senior linebacker and running back Dorian Pringle for joining us on the Nate Moore Show this week. Again, brought to you by Reliable Heating and Cooling. I'm your host, Dave Sheets. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Tigers.
Hello, and welcome to the Stark County Humane Society. Today we're going to give you a few pointers when considering adopting a new furry friend. All animals here at the Stark County Humane Society are spayed, neutered, microchipped, vaccinated, dewormed, and if old enough, heartworm tested for our canine friends. Adopters will receive a free exam within 2 weeks of adoption at local veterinarian hospitals. We encourage all adopters to take full advantage of this. A one-time adoption fee is required for your new furry friend. When you adopt, you get an awesome adoption packet that includes treats for your new fur baby and savings for you. But this is not where the cost of adoption stops. Did you know the average cost of an animal like a new puppy or kitten can cost up to $500 annually? This includes annual veterinarian visits, preventative care, and everyday supplies like crate, litter, food, toys. But I hope this doesn't scare you away. Adopting an animal is a huge responsibility and a commitment. Please take the time to consider the cost of adopting a new pet into your family today. I hope to see you soon at the Stark County Humane Society. Please visit our website or visit us on social media for more information.
Most of us are engaged with the internet in one way or another every day. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, engaged. MCTV cares about keeping you engaged, no matter what's thrown your way. Need an upgrade? Choose from a range of reliable options, including whole home Wi-Fi. MCTV. We go the extra smile.